All right, guys, I think we can start now. So thank you everyone for joining us today. I think before we dive into the main event, my name is John. I'll be your moderator for today. I'd like to talk more about who we are and what we represent. So Leet Capital is an equity crowdfunding platform whereby companies of various stages, small or large, could raise funds from the public. Leet Capital is fully licensed by Securities Commission of Malaysia and is one of 12 existing platforms there is in Malaysia. If you are keen to look at Malaysian startups who have previously been in the past hard to invest in, please do check out lead.capital to see if there's any investment opportunities or startups that you're keen to invest in. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce a fantastic local brand that has been making waves in the food and beverage industry, especially in the Klang Valley in Klang Valley. If you're a fan of delicious, fresh, and convenient meals, then Rollti is a name you'll definitely want to hear about. Rollti is an innovative F&B store specializing in handcrafted handheld wraps, whether you're in the mood of a hearty breakfast, a quick lunch, or a light dinner. Rollti offers a variety of wraps filled with quality ingredients, bold flavors, and a commitment to fresh, healthy eating on the go. They started off small with their passion for creating flavors and nutritious wraps. Rollti have now grown to 5 stores across the Klang Valley within a year, making it even easier for customers to enjoy their tasty wraps. What makes Rollti unique is not just their mouth-watering selection, but also their mission to offer fresh, fast food that doesn't compromise on quality. They source premium ingredients, cater to a wide range of dietary preferences, and constantly innovate with new flavors to keep things exciting. If you have not tried Rollti yet, I highly recommend it. Whether you're in the mood of a classic flavors or something more adventurous, there's always something for you. So I think without further ado, let me introduce you Fred, who is the co-founder of Rollti. He'll be the one that pitches you his company. I think Fred, over to you.
Hello. So yeah, having some technical issues with my
No
thing. Let
problem.
me just quickly rename myself. Yes, this is why when you do business, you have to involve your spouse because in case you don't, in case of technical difficulties, she's there to assist lah.
They say the spouse is
So,
the
hi,
better
good
one.
evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, John, for the wonderful introduction. All right, let me just this quickly. Okay, so I'll just do a share screen. Can y'all see the screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rollti's second roadshow or online roadshow. Just a show of hands. Not a show of hands, but can you put in the group chat one if you have had a roti canai in your life? Can you put in the group chat that you had roti canai in your life? Have you ever had a roti canai in your life? Okay, very good, very good. Okay, I think majority of you have had roti canai, which is fantastic. You are, after all, in Malaysia, and Malaysia is home to one of the best foods in the world, and definitely what roti canai is up there. And the reason why I asked is because for market penetration, because a lot of people are very familiar with canai. It's just a matter of changing the way we deliver roti canai. And we want to let everybody know that we want to do something that's truly Malaysian, truly iconic, and it's going to revolutionize roti canai in many ways. So let's just get started. As you know, the Mexicans have their burritos, the Arabs, they have their shawarma, the Vietnamese have their banh mi, and now Malaysians, we have roti. Okay, so the reason why I say this is because our vision of roti is a long-term vision. Right, as you know, the burrito has been around for about 100 years, shawarma about 50 plus years, banh mi, 30 plus or 40 years, because they took basically what the Vietnamese did is they took a croissant, and they didn't take a croissant, sorry, they took a baguette and they made it their own. They put their own beef and they put their own veggies in. They made it their own banh mi. So I think Malaysia is the iconic roti canai has been around in Malaysia for about 100 years. It's truly an iconic dish of Malaysia. We want to globalize it. We want to bring it all over the world, and this is our vision, global reach. So let's dive into the problem and opportunity. Malaysian food is globally renowned, but not yet in the global format. The best Malaysian classics are like nasi lemak, laksa, char kway teow, and not to mention roti canai has always been a sit-down cutleries and a dining occasion, not a grab-and-go format. And the best, so that is the issue. And the world's best QSR formats are handheld, sometimes in a single hand format, which is a burger, a sandwich, a wrap, sushi, and all that. So the opportunity is that how can we champion Malaysian food at a global QSR standard? And Malaysia's F&B biggest challenge is labor. Hiring, retention, skill sets, training, hygiene, food safety. This is the biggest issue faced by F&B in Malaysia. If you own a restaurant, you definitely would know, right? And definitely rising costs and nutritional preferences. So most F&B locally is dependent on foreign labor. Even the big establishment of QSR brands that comes with skill set, this hygiene and food safety issue. So how do you overcome the biggest headache of F&B, which is labor? And recently in the news, a few months back, Singapore scouts for roti canai makers in Malaysian papers offer 5,000 ringgit salary. 5,000 ringgit salary is what a doctor earns when they studied for 5 years and they come out and they when they go for houseman, when they first start to work, it's a 5,000 ringgit job as a doctor. But you don't need to be a doctor to earn 5,000 ringgit. You can actually become a roti canai maker and you can earn 5,000 ringgit. So it is highly sought after. It's a highly sought after skill, basically. And it's a skill that is very hard to replicate until now. So this is where we come in. This is where how Rollti will revolutionize how we make roti canai in the future. Okay. So how can we champion Malaysian food at a global QSR standard? Through a roti canai wrap, widely accepted local and international convenient format, handheld, grab and go. Flexible format using combination of various proteins, vegetables, sauces, condiments to make a full meal with nutritional value. Focus on Malaysian flavors, which is dal, our iconic flavors, dal, rendang, sambal, curry, satay, sauces, and global acceptance, of course. Because worldwide, everybody loves to have these handheld formats. The Mexicans, the burritos, the Middle Easterns, they have their shawarma and kebabs, and we have now roti, which is roti canai, which is voted #1 best flatbread in the world and #2 best dish in the world by taste atlas globally. And how can we overcome the biggest headache of labor? Through food tech and global QSR operating procedures. Food technology focus and reduce on labor and skill sets while delivering a value and quality product. Formulated dough balls, they are pre-layered and sent to our outlets to reduce preparing work and of preparing the dough, because if you have the dough, you have to, if you've been to the mama, you've seen like a huge tub of dough, and then they have to like peel and they have to like all these things. So we already have it pre-layered, sent to our outlets straight away. Specialized hydraulic press to flatten the dough, to recreate the pressure of kneading the dough. You have to press and then you got to flip it and press and flip it. And we also have the KDS, which is the kitchen display system linked to the POS and the preparation line with full ingredients, reducing learning time and increasing efficiency. So this is very important because you want to have, if you guys had a Subway before, you know that the format, you choose a bread, and then you choose your whatever that you want inside, and then they cook it, and then they put it in microwave, and then of course they put their veggie and they put the sauce. So similarly for us, we do the same. We have the roti canai, we put all the proteins and the veggies and the sauces, and we wrap it. So it's semi-inspired by, of course, Subway lah. Okay, so this is the menu. We have about 40 over offerings in Rollti, which is tremendous. Personally, I have tried quite a lot of them. Out of the 40, you can see my size. And but I do have some personal favorites, which is the mimpi curry lah. I just it's just so convenient. Curry inside the bread instead of outside. You need to, it's not so messy lah. Anyway, so a lot of favorites are like Chila Grilla with the dal. You know, a lot of them, they like the banana Nutella with the banana and Nutella wrapped with roti canai. And of course, the drinks are we have the fraps, the coolers, and the chillers. We have 4 vegetarian options for the vegetarians. We have the sardines. Of course, we have got the proteins like chicken, beef, and lamb. So, if anything at all after this presentation, before you invest, go and try a roti first. Try us out. Go to the outlets. Go and see how is it like. Before you even put your money with us, of course, because we want you to be convinced that, hey, this product is truly a product that can work. It's definitely working because we have traction in the market. And you know, before you actually dive into the Leet Capital platform, before you invest, of course, we encourage you to try roti first. Then it makes more sense. Right. So the flow of how we create the roti is very simple. The customer will order a set menu or customized order. And then, of course, it's processed by the POS. It'll be sent to the KDS for the crew to assemble the order. And our brewer will, of course, brew the drinks. And at the same time, we have the dough ball in the automated press. Press it, put it on a girdle, cook it for a few minutes, cook the eggs, cook the chicken, put the veggies, put the sauces in, wrap it all up. Everything happens within 6 to 7 minutes. And we only need 3 to 4 crew per shift. So it's not a lot of people. So we do not need, like, you know, sometimes you see the QSRs, they have like, you know, 10 people behind the counter. Those are costs, is added costs. So with all this automated, all this technology that we have already put in place, of course, that's where we can reduce the cost of OPEX. Like I mentioned, pre-layered dough ball, especially formulated directly from the supplier. Dough ball is processed with layers, long storage period, which is up to 12 months, less oil and more flaky texture. Automated press, 3-second press per ball, recreates the snapping and flipping pressure on the dough ball together with a pre-layered dough ball, making mix of make it very flaky actually. And heated press to reduce cooking time. Linked to KDS, kitchen display system, reduces training time. Basically, if you order like a Chila Grilla, you show you like a chicken, okay, this veggie, then of course you got to put your dal sauce. So it's just very simple, you just follow the line. So it's something that we want to build. Basically what we built is we wanted to follow, like, you know, all the famous QSR like a McDonald's and Starbucks. Why is it so replicable? Why is it so scalable? Because they have SOPs, there are systems in place that ensure that anybody behind the counter, you know, you do not need extensive training, you know, really a lot of time to do the things to do, you know, it's just a very simple work. So we try to minimize as much human error as possible and make use of technology, of course. Other digitalizations, innovations that we have, of course, all our menu boards and advertising displays are fully digital and linked via cloud, making promotions and updates real time, creating fast campaigns and turnaround activities for our menu change. Right. We of course have our loyalty app. It's linked to our outlets. You can place online orders to outlets for pickup and delivery, collect points and vouchers for spending, enable referrals of friends and family for cashback rewards. We do get a lot of people that are you know, referring, and then they are claiming their vouchers, you know, which is great. We love that because it's organic growth. You know, it's by word of mouth. Redemption on special occasions such as birthday. So if you want free roti on your birthday, do stay tuned. The next slide, scan the QR code and you can actually get a free roti on your birthday month. So of course, it allows re-engagement after a period of non-purchase and promotions and announcements and a lot more. So this is something that we have. If you want to scan the QR code, you can of course join as a roti superstar. And every ringgit spent is equivalent to 1 loyalty point. 100 loyalty point is equivalent to 10 ringgit cash voucher. 150 loyalty point equivalent to 20 ringgit cash voucher. So just if you guys are interested, please scan. Right. So the market sizing. Let's look at the market sizing. How big is the market when it comes to food in Malaysia? All right. So the Malaysian food service market is actually estimated about 13.11 billion dollars in 2024. It's expected to reach about 24 billion by 2029, growing at a CAGR of 12.81% during the forecast period of the next 5 years. So Rollti has a potential to tap into an estimated of about $1 billion or around 4.3 billion ringgit, depending on exchange rate. Now I think exchange rate is about pretty strong ringgit per annum at current 2024 numbers. So the sandwich and wrap market is about 7% of that, which is about 0.91 billion ringgit. Okay. So 75% of Malaysia's population live in urban areas. The population of the top 3 states, Selangor, Johor, KL, total is about 11.8 million. The target group for this is the millennials and the Generation Z, which comes up to about 51%. Overall potential target market is about, for the top 3 states, because we are just in Klang Valley, is about 6 million people. So let's say we estimate 10% out of that of the urban city center population is 600,000. And the mean income household a month for urbanite Malaysians is about 8.6K. Expenditure related to F&B, food, and non-alcoholic beverages about 7.3%. Restaurants and hotels 13.9%, and total food expenditure is about 31.2%. Mean food travel expenditure from household income a month is about 2.7K basically. So let's say we get 1% out of that, which is 27. Let's say 1% out of 2.7K is about 27 ringgit. They spend a month in Rollti, and that is equivalent to a market potential estimated market revenue of 16.2 million a month, which is about 1.9 billion per annum. It's huge. It's huge potential for us. And we, it's not what I say. Some people say that we are better than Subway. Some people say that we're better than Stuff. Some people say that we're better than the other wraps out there because we are size is bigger, more bang for a buck. They get more for what the price they paid for, and it's all Malaysian flavors. So we hope that we can it's a long shot, but maybe we can displace Subway someday lah. Yeah, that is quite a far vision, but let's see. Right, so market positioning matrix, basically we are around we want to position ourselves on the more premium side and on the higher pricing side. So about 11 to 16 ringgit a roti. Of course, being we cannot, because of economies of scale, we cannot compete with McDonald's and all that, because they are really huge and they have all the supply chain and all that. So we are positioning ourselves to be on par as Subway and all. So what have we done since the start? Over 60,000 wraps sold since September last year. We are today is 24th, so it is our anniversary. We started Rollti on the 23rd of September last year, and this is what we've done so far. So more than 1 million ringgit of revenue has been generated since last year. Estimated monthly revenue about 240,000 per month for the company. 5 outlets in 12 months. Opening of Starling Mall last year, our first outlet, our first baby. Second one, NuSentral in December 23. Pavilion Elite Kuala Lumpur in March 2024. Bloomsvale recently last month, and of course Elmina Lakeside last month as well. Subway Pyramid outlet opening in November 2024 in another 2 more months. 2 more months, yeah. 1 month plus, and we obtained a halal certification for NuSentral outlet. So we are open. All of our suppliers are halal certified. The process is a long time, and of course we are very proud to be able to get a halal certification for our NuSentral outlet. We are going to get more. We are on track to get a halal certification for all of our outlets hopefully by end of this year or early next year. So these are outlets. If you've not been to our Roti outlets, of course you cannot. We are in Klang Valley. These are the 5 that's in Klang Valley for now. First one, Pioneer Outlet, September 2023, which is in the Starling Mall. Why? The Damansara catchment. Of course, urban, neighborhood mall, office workers and families. Next, our NuSentral outlet, flagship outlet. Why? Again, city is in the heart of is in the transit hub, which is next to KL Central. It's urban, a lot of office workers, Great B Mall, a lot of tourists and travelers. We get tourists that are, we have some Caucasian, we have some a lot of Indonesians that tried. We have a lot of Koreans, a lot of Japanese. They do like our wraps as well. Pavilion Elite KL, we are 6 floors below Uncle Roger. I think his line is crazy lah. It's amazing how he does that thing. But we are level 1, and Premium Mall right in the heart of KL. You cannot go wrong with Pavilion lah. So urban Grade A mall, tourist destination, families, office workers, delivery. This is a pretty good site for us. Bloomsvale, Oakland Road, the latest mall in Oakland Road, opened last month. Why? Because we get the Oakland Road and OUG catchment, mid to affluent neighborhood, mixed development, busy intersection. Elmina Lakeside, fantastic mall, so crowded. Brand new mall in the Shah Alam. In, of course, the city of Elmina, which is a new city, huge population all around it. They have the Puncak Alam group, the Denai Alam group, Shah Alam, Bukit Jelutong. They all flock to Elmina. It's fantastic. Weekend crowd, if you guys been there, a lot of families. We are open next to Jaya Grocer, thankfully, and it's pretty good developer. Sunway Pyramid, epicenter of Sunway, opening soon. Why not? Of course, Sunway anyway. Sunway Pyramid. Pretty hard to enter, but thankfully, because of the connection of our CEO Keith, we managed to get a lot there, which is right in front of Jaya Grocer as well, and always a lot of foot traffic in Sunway Pyramid. You go any day of the week, is full with people, whether it's students, people who are working in that area, families. Fantastic one. Very excited for that. And we want to, of course, emphasize that we do have Amber Chia as our brand ambassador. We're very proud to have her. She is like us, 100% Malaysian. She also has her own brand, and I think there's a real synergy between who she is and who we are, and how we can grow together basically. So recently we had our Beauty and the Beast of a Meal promo at our grand opening at Bloomsvale. So the first 50 customers get a free Shiro Collagen Lip Balm. Is our collaboration with her brand, Shiro. I think it was a major success. A lot of people that love makeup, that love Amber Chia, they were there. And of course, the next day, 2 days in a row, we had another grand opening at our Elmina Lakeside Mall, which is walk and roll. Not rock and roll, but walk and roll. Rollti, yeah. So we had these two openings in last week. Great crowd, a lot of people, and it's just so we get a lot of love from the fans of Amber as well. Getting word out there. If you search about Rollti, we are in a lot of publications. We are featured on the BFM as well. We are I'll say covered and pretty much widespread sort of a publication. These are the current coverages that we are featured on: Utusan Malaysia, Utusan Sarawak, Cosmo, Hype, Rojak Daily, KL Foodie, Malaysian Foodie, Business News, Siakap Keli, Lapapur, Chili Sauce, Entrepreneur Insights. These are all the publications that wrote about us. These are the collaboration companies that we are collaborating as well. Like even end of this week, we are sending some vouchers to the Pure Life Society, which is they're having an event somewhere in Oakland Road also. We'll be supporting, I'll be personally supporting them, the NGO. They basically focus to helping a lot of single moms. So we do send them some vouchers, 5 ringgit vouchers for their goodie bags. And we'll be there on Saturday to support them as well. So that's what we do. So key outlet numbers in a month. Outlet revenue is about 80 to 100K. Once matured, of course, gross margin 60 to 65%, operating expense 35 to 40%, operating profit is about 20 to 25%. That's about 16 to 25K. Annual outlet revenue is about 960,000 to 1.2 million. Operating profit is at 192K to 300K. And this is the capex. Standard fit out, which is about 300 to 350K. Return on capital investment is about 13 to 15 months. So of course, capex is dependent on the lot size. Our lot size ideally is about 300 to 500 square feet. And gross margin is affected by proportion of third-party delivery sales mix. Estimated 20% delivery and 80% outlet. So this is the roadmap. Total of 30 plus outlets in 3 years. We have 5 outlets this year, 12 outlets estimated next year, and 20 outlets in 2026. Combination of corporate-owned outlets and licensed outlets. We have our licensing program that started in August with packages of express version at 180,000 to full versions of 400,000. Expanding menu of 30 plus to 40 offerings with new savory and sweet wraps offering with Malaysian twists as well as new drinks offering. So this is very interesting. Our overseas expansion priority, definitely we're going to Indonesia. We are looking to expand to Indonesia next year. Currently, we are doing the groundwork. The team is doing the groundwork for the expansion into Indonesia. And the reason why we want to go into Indonesia is because of the familiarity of the food. You know, Malaysia, Indonesia, we share some sort similar culture. I think they can adapt. They can easily accept roti canai. They have their own version of roti canai as well, but it's not canai, it's and some other word. So, and the population in Jakarta is so much bigger than Malaysia, so we want to penetrate into that market lah. You know, and we feel that it's going to be a successful one. We do have good partners, and you know the team is doing a great job in building the inroads into Jakarta. So this is the roadmap for outlets and market. 2025, 12 to 14 new outlets, 9 corporate owned, 3 to 5 license. Kickstart Indonesia expansion market, which is in Jakarta. Total outlets by end of next year will be 18 to 20 outlets. Of course, in 2026, we want to do 20 to 22 new outlets, 10 corporate owned and 10 to 12 licensed, both in Malaysia and Indonesia. So total outlets by end of 2025 will be 38 to 42 outlets and 25 to 30 new outlets by 2027. 5 corporate owned, 20 to 25 licensed in Indonesia and Malaysia. And we want to kickstart Australian market expansion, which is in Melbourne and Sydney. By end of 2027, we will reach 63 to 72 outlets. So this is our expansion plan. I think it's very clear plan, very clear path that we set for ourselves, very manageable, very doable. And you know, depending on the funds that we have, of course, with more funds, we can do more things. We can definitely expand further, expand faster. And I would say that our offering is something very, very different than what's going on in the market, because I think a lot of big F&B brands that are spending nowadays are mainly based around coffee. So I'm sure you know the news in the market. There are huge investments into coffee chains. We hope to be able to in 5 to 6, 7 years time be as big as those, that expand as big as those. Yep. So let's talk about the management. It's myself. My name is Fred, of course, the founder of the company. And I studied locally. I'm a local boy. I have a great relationship with roti canai, 30 years, been eating it. So, I know a thing or two about roti canai, of course. And I began my career in the bank, and I moved on into real estate, alternative investments, and of course, ultimately, I went to business and founded IWealth Global. I've done other things in my other businesses that I deal with funds that's almost more than $150 million across different companies. But in Rollti, it's truly something is my fun place, it's my happy place, you know. F&B really unites people. You can easily talk to people about food. I think food is what really unites people. And when we started Rollti last year, before we started, how I know it was going to be a success is when my daughter, because we tried to do roti, you know, we tried to cook it, time it, you know, see whether we can do it at home. And how I knew it could happen is when my daughter also can do it by herself. And she was 9. She cooked the roti canai by herself. She put her own, you know, strawberry and jam and whatever it was, and she rolled it herself. So it's like, oh, she can do it, and it's between like 5 to 6, 7 minutes. So I think if a 9-year-old can do it, anybody can do it lah. So that's where I started really going into more details about how we're going to build this. You know, then we started to interview for CEOs. We got Keith, who is our CEO, and he has built and led many notable brands in various fields over the past 18 years as an entrepreneur and CEO of many successful retail F&B brands. We're very glad to have him on board. He was a co-founder of Snowflake in Malaysia, CEO of Burger King Malaysia and Singapore, CEO of Cool Block, CEO of Creative Labs by the Nairo Ceramic Group, Director of Retail and Business Development at Desa Park City Group, and he used to work in IKEA and Big Tree Outdoor. Along the way, he also brought in Pak Saiful, who's our COO, comes with 31 years of experience in the F&B world, primarily in the region of Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Middle East. So he's very well known as an expert in the restaurant and hospitality operations regionally. He was Director of Operations in Burger King Malaysia, GM Operations in McDonald's Indonesia, GM Operations in Marugame Indonesia, GM Operations in Paul Indonesia, and GM of Operations in Steak and Shake in Saudi Arabia. So he's crucial, of course, in our expansion into Indonesia. Along the way as well, we have Charmaine, who started off the product development portion of Rollti. Her job at the early days was just to, you know, try the combination of chicken, beef, lamb, curry, sambal, you know, formulate the roti recipe basically. So that's her main role, and now she's also helping in operations, which is great. We have Joey, who is a marketing and a business development assistant manager. She has experience basically in the creative lab, fitness concept, Swen Jewelers. She used to work in VinCaps as well. Very well versed in marketing and corporate communications, helping out. I think now she's also helping to open outlets as well. So she has done a fantastic job. It's really a good team that we have built here. And as you know, any business, the main important thing is the team. You know, the leaders, the team, and the core team. So these are the core team. So in summary, basically, we want to we want to share the top 10 reasons on why you should invest in Rollti today. Now, if you are looking to support local, of course, always this hashtag is talking about support local businesses, support local brands, support local products, beli barangan buatan Malaysia. So inilah peluang anda untuk support local lah, untuk membeli barangan Malaysia daripada syarikat 100% Malaysia lah. Okay, be part of the roti revolution. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. We foresee that the roti revolution will happen eventually. It's like a snowball. At the beginning, you won't see it. It's like, you know, it'll be a small ball of snow, and later on it will roll. Then 5, 6 years down the road, 10 years down the road, it's going to be a huge ball. We're going to take the market by a storm, right? So be part of the roti revolution. Low entry level, 5,000 ringgit for one lot only. So it's, you know, what can you get for 5,000 ringgit, right? You can probably get LV bag maybe, or a Gucci bag, or some other things. But over here, you can put aside 5,000 ringgit, support local, and you can actually get a lot, get a share in Rollti. Competitive return on investment, 7% per annum for the first 3 years, right? Short-term tenure is a 3-year program, right? Star product, if you know in marketing, star product. Roti Canai is basically top ranking globally. It is a star product. Just that because in Malaysia it's so accessible everywhere, we tend to not appreciate. But once we bring this to other countries, it's gonna be a fantastic business. Be a super early investor, of course. With this round of fundraising with Leet Capital, we're very glad to be working together with Leet Capital on this. We hope that if we can exceed the 5,000 mark that we want to go into, and be a super early investor, because when you want to invest, you don't want to be investing when it's at the peak. You want to invest when it's low, when it's small, when it's easy to enter. Then you buy low and you sell high. You don't buy high and you sell low. That's where you lose money. You want to make money, you buy low, you sell high. And here we are at the low. Once we go up there, you can, of course, cash out eventually. After 3 years, we'll buy back your shares at a 5% premium. Okay, high growth and profitability potential, because as you know, Roti Canai, you know the cost and you know our pricing, how it's like. I would say that we have a lot of potential to grow in the market, and we're gaining a lot of traction now. So it is going to happen for us. Managed by expert team of professionals. Of course, you've seen our portfolio. It's not a team that of newbies doing a startup. These are a team of professionals that have been doing their F&B in their blood. They've been doing F&B for many years. So it is a great team, right? And low risk with a good exit strategy. So let me explain the exit strategy, because for the first 3 years, it's going to be 7% return per annum. So let's say you come in with 2 lots at 10,000. So you'll be getting 700 for the first year, 700 second year, 700 third year. On the third year, we will also buy back your shares at a 5% premium. So you'll be 10,500 ringgit that we buy back lah. So you get a 5% premium. Okay, if we do not manage to buy it back, because F&B takes time, this is not, this is a true business that we need to take the funds, build outlets, do the marketing, OPEX, run the business, get the revenue, get the profits, share it out. So let's say if we do not have enough cash on the third year to buy you out, we will continue another 3 more years at an 8% per annum. So it's 777, and then it'll be +5 if you buy out. If not, then it'll be 888, then plus another 5. So maximum tenure for this is a 6-year tenure. And the potential for you to earn, I think, is pretty competitive, better than some of the things that's going on in the market out there. So I would highly recommend for you to to just try us out, support local, 5,000 ringgit, right? So this is the link that we have. I think Leet Capital has already shared this just now. If you want to subscribe, of course, there's I think about a month left, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, before we close this round of fundraising lah. Right, so that's all from me. Thank you so much. Thank you, boss. Thank you for listening to my sharing. Thank you for listening to my story. And of course, we hope to welcome you on board on the Roti Revolution. All right.
Thank you so much, Fred, for this insightful presentation. It's very exciting to hear about Roti's journey and how you've been bringing fresh and flavorful flavors to Klang Valley. I'm sure everyone is as intrigued as I am, right? Now, I think we can dive into some questions to learn even more. I've got a few prepared, but if any of the audience have any questions, feel free to drop by in the chat below. So to kick things off, as you know, the F&B industry has always been a very competitive industry, and this is the first venture in the F&B space for you. I would just like to know what inspired you to start this brand and how did it all begin?
Right. Thanks for the question, John. Yes, it is my first venture in the F&B space, which is why when I started this off, I want to start it with a proper foundation. So that's where I went through 10 different candidates for CEOs when we started off, and we finally found the right guy that we can work with, who is Keith. is here as well. And from there, you start with the right person, you start with the right leader, then you build the team from there, and then it's just growth all the way lah, from then on. So why I wanted to do it was because I saw the opportunity. I felt that after COVID, the F&B space will pick up very fast. Back then, of course, these sort of things you have to do your own research, and you have to have a bit of insight in the market to understand what's going on, and to spot the trends basically. So true enough, last year when we started off, then I think this year you can see heavy investments into F&B companies. I think and if you notice in the US, some companies, F&B companies, went for public listing. There's one that got listed in Australia, which is Guzman and Gomez. They sell burritos, so I think we are not that far off. We are doing our Malaysian version, which is Rollti.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're having.
All right, that's good to know. What would you say is the key challenge you face from growing it in 1 year from 1 outlet to 5 outlets and 6 at the end of the year?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenge is definitely labor, the manpower. Because when we were starting off, it was hard to hire because local talent. It was hard to hire because it was a new brand, and nobody knows what it's about. What is this roti canai wrap? How do you do it and all that. But after 1 year of operations and all that, I believe that we managed to overcome those challenges.
I just have one personal question of my own. How has social media helped you in promoting roti?
Social media. I would say social
The
media
brand.
has been our core marketing tool when it comes to promotions. Like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think it's very, very crucial for us to get out there and to reach to our target market, which is the Gen Zs and the millennials.
Oh, that's great. That's great to hear that, Fred. There's some questions in the chat below. I'll
Yep.
start by reading it. Hello, want to ask about how the company valuation was achieved.
Right. The company valuation was achieved based on discounted cash flow of the outlets and of course you project it over 5 years and we discount the cash flow. So that's how we managed to achieve the company's valuation.
Okay. But also to note that you are a startup, and the cash that you bring in from this investment will also propel you in much into the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Andrew Lau asked, which are the stores that are bringing in the highest average revenue? Can you give it from, let's say, the highest to the lowest order?
Right. I think this is a good question for Keith to tackle. Can we get Keith? Are you on board?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Keith.
What was the question again? Sorry.
So which stores bring in the highest average revenue, and give it in order from the highest to the lowest?
Right. So basically, obviously the highest currently we have out of the 5 outlets is NuSentral, right? NuSentral being the heart of our KL and a transit hub. So that's the highest. That is followed closely by currently now Elmina, this current month. And then the rest, the lowest would probably be Bloomsvale, which is very highly residential, but it's also a very new mall. So that is sort of ranking from top to bottom, NuSentral being the first and Bloomsvale being the current lowest. But Bloomsvale just launched about basically 6 weeks ago.
That's surprising because Elmina, when you said Elmina is the second top grossing, Elmina is quite far away from the usual KL, the usual Sunway area. So how did that get the second top grossing in your opinion?
The basic thing is if everyone is familiar with Elmina, it is like it is kind of like Desa Park City, isolated and captive in a way, where the nearest grocer to anyone there is about like 7 kilometers away to the nearest shopping mall, the nearest grocer. So in a way, it's captive, and it's crowd and traffic, which is predominantly our target market, is Malay, which amounts to about 80 to 90% of the crowd there.
Okay, all right. So which brings on to the next question from Andrew. Why is Singapore and Thailand not part of your expansion plan? As geographically, it will be nearer to manage.
Well, technically, but I manage Burger King Malaysia and Singapore. I can roughly tell you the differences between the two target markets. One is Singapore has a higher labor challenge than Malaysia, and secondly, it's sheer operation cost or OPEX is much higher. Even though it's very dense, its challenges are much higher than compared to Malaysia, Indonesia, or any other market that we've targeted so far. Thailand is a different story. Thailand is very fragmented. Its F&B is by nature is very fragmented across the region. So it's very challenging to do a Malaysian concept in Thailand and try to get its traffic count and average check up the same way as we want to do in Indonesia or Malaysia. Plus, technically we have halal now. Technically, there is no advantage having halal in Singapore or Thailand at the moment. Whereas in Indonesia, in Australia, UK, it actually means a lot more to the demographics there. So yeah, that's why we moved to those. We are going for the lowest hanging fruit. It's not the size of the market or the sort of closeness of region. It is what we can do the best we can in the fastest possible way we can. That is our objective.
Yeah, with that being said, I guess Singapore and Thailand is not in your radar now, but it's something that you can consider in the future as well.
We could, but again, we're going after the lowest hanging fruit and the fastest way we can possibly.
All right. Andrew actually asked the third question. I think this is for you, Fred. Who are the current shareholders and what's the percentage that's released for this public crowdfunding?
Yeah, so the current shareholders are me and my wife. Yeah, so we are the shareholders. Yeah, the 100% shareholders, basically. And the current that's released in the public crowd would be about estimated 8%.
Okay. KT asked, what do you think about the willingness to pay / acceptance of consumers outside the Klang Valley, let's say Penang and JB, given your price point at 15 to 20 ringgit, which is relatively high for the mass market as a regular meal?
A question for me or Fred?
And any of you.
Basically, our next objective of the Klang Valley is Johor, to be honest. The northern region is a bit touchy depending on where you go. Penang is a bit price sensitive, whereas Kedah, Belize is a bit more our target market, to be fair. So if anything, our expansion would be towards the JB.
Okay, so comparing to a bowl of let's say a plate of roti canai, why would people pick roti instead of eating roti canai in the mamak?
That's a good question. Why would people choose roti? That's why we position ourselves mostly in the mall areas in the mall, so that it's unique, because you do not find roti canai in the mall, but now you can find roti canai mall through roti lah. So we want to position ourselves closer to a subway style as an alternative to all the subways and the burritos out there. So hence the price point as well lah. It's like Uncle Roger selling a bowl of a plate of chicken rice, a plate of fried rice at 18 ringgit because it's Pavilion Elite ma. So I also
Yeah.
can say we also Pavilion Elite ma.
I guess expansion to Johor also allows our Singaporean neighbors to try out roti, right?
Yep, that's right,
Yeah.
right. Show them that it is truly a roti canai and not roti prata.
Katie asked the second question is the 7/8% return guaranteed?
Yeah, the word guarantee is a bit heavy. We would say there is a committed return, something that we put on paper lah, of course. So we technically cannot put the word guarantee unless we are, unless you're the bank or insurance company, you can put the word guarantee.
Yep.
Other than that, you can't put the word guarantee in the contract. So and I'll answer the next question. What is my role and responsibility in the business? I'm more as a shareholder and the director, of course. I set the direction of the company, and of course we attend shareholders meeting. We are very on the top level, high level decision making lah, basically. But mainly the operations, marketing, executive decisions. Of course done by Keith lah.
Okay. Ahmad asked the question. If you compare your brand with Damascus, I think most people would know Damascus as well. Isn't it hard to fight with already built brands?
Ours is the roti direction is based on the QSR thing. It's about convenience and location. Whereas the Damascus is, I mean, okay lah, because of Bukit Bintang, it's that lah. But other than that, the majority of QSRs are based on basically a web of locations and convenience. So I think that one answers itself. When you go into the QSR business, that's what you're going into.
Anything to add, do you think, Fred?
Yeah, I mean, well, Damascus is a different business model. They have like the whole 5 stories to themselves and all the lines and all the social media. It is good. It is a good brand. Although I never tried yet. But I do see a lot of people that's there. But if you ask this sort of question, then how did Zeus overcome Starbucks in Malaysia? How do they overcome? So there must be a certain brand, certain branding that they follow, certain marketing plan, certain expansion plan that they have. They just focus on your target market. So our target markets are those that they want a quick bite, they want to have convenience, they grab and go. So that's the target market that we have, and we cannot fight and conquer all the markets. We have to specify and service those target market to the best that we can.
That's a amazing good answer from Fred and Keith. I think we are almost up with time. We can answer one more question that Katie just asked. The legal entity name is IWealth, if I'm not mistaken. Is the business activity of this entity for Rollti only, or is it the entity still involve your other businesses?
Yeah, so IWealth Global F&B is purely for Rollti. Yeah, so now they start operations for Rollti, so it's just purely for Rollti.
Yeah, to add on, Katie, Fred has different companies with the IWealth name as well, but it's not involving Rollti as well. So
Yeah.
it's just mainly for Rollti, this F&B.
Yep.
All right, I guess that's all we have for today. Fred, do you have any closing remarks that you want to tell the audience?
Well, just thank you everybody for attending our sharing of the Rollti story. We appreciate that Leet Capital has given us a platform to speak to all potential investors and to talk about the revolution that we are starting here. And we hope that to welcome all of you on board to support local. If we have some I would say some funds to diversify your portfolio, I think this is a good way, of course, to enter at, like I said, you buy low, sell high. So now is at the starting point, which is it can't get lower than this, because after this we're going to open Sunway and we open Jakarta. It's going to get bigger and bigger. The valuation is going to get higher and higher. So, you know, if you want to enter, this is the right time, you know. So we hope to welcome all you on board lah. And please try roti at the same time. Thank you.
Yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for coming and taking some time off to join this webinar. If you guys are interested to find out more about Roti, please do visit us at leet.capital, and you'll see Roti as one of the campaigns there we have live. Thank you all so much. Have a good time. Have a good rest of your time today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Keith.
Thanks, Keith. Thanks, Fred.
Thanks, John.
Thank you all.
Take care.